Chapter 5, QBASIC Looping and Control Statements. In this chapter, you will learn about conditional statements, if-then statement, if-then-else statement, what are loops, do-loop statements, for-next statements, exiting loops. In the previous class, we have already learnt the use of statements like print, rem, cls, let, and input statements. For repeating certain statements a number of times, we use the concept of loops. There are three basic types of looping statements used in QBASIC: while end, do loop, for next. Some statements like if-then and else are not executed in a sequence, that is, one after the other. Such statements are executed based on proper condition. These statements are known as conditional statements. Generally, two types of control statements are used in QBASIC: if-then statements, if-then-else statements. Do you know we use the end-if statement to terminate or end the if-then statement? If-then statement. For testing a given condition, we use the if-then statement. Firstly, the statement is evaluated for the given condition. Then the decision regarding execution of the statements is made. The syntax for the if-then statement is given below. If, condition, then. Statements that are to be executed when the condition is true. If-then-else statement. Sometimes we may need to execute the statement in case the condition is not true. For this purpose, we use the if-then-else statement. If the condition is found out to be true, the statements followed by the then keyword are executed, and if the condition is found out to be false, then the statements after the else keyword are executed. The syntax for the if-then-else statement is given below. If, condition, then. Statements to be executed if condition is true. Else, statements to be executed if condition is not true. The following example will help you in learning the if-then-else statement. Write a program in QBASIC that asks the user his percentage and displays "you are good" if the percentage is above 80%. Otherwise, the message to be printed should be "try hard next time." Program. Example 2. Write a program in QBASIC that takes a number as input from the user and displays the message "number is greater than 0" if the number is greater than 0, and "number less than 0" if the number entered is less than 0. Program. What are loops? To use a statement a number of times, we use statements that are called loops. The concept of using the loops is called looping. The different looping statements that are used in QBASIC are explained below. For next statement. For executing a group of statements for a specific number of times, we use the for next looping statement. The syntax for the for next statement is given below. Next counter. The body of the loop is the statements that are written between the for and the next statement. The counter is also known as the index variable or the control variable whose value is changed every time the loop is executed. The step value is the value by which the control variable is either increased or decreased whenever the loop is executed. In the output, you will notice that welcome is printed on the screen 3 times. When the loop is terminated, the statement that is written after the loop is executed. The following example describes how. The step value is used to specify the value by which the control variable is to be incremented or decremented. The example below uses the step value -1 to decrement the counter by 1 every time the loop is executed. Class activity. Given below is a program in QBASIC. For k equal to 1 to 10, step 2, print k, next k, what will be the output? Do loop statements. There are 2 types of do loop statements used in QBASIC. Do while loop statements, do until loop statements. Do while loop. The statements in the do while loop will execute till the condition is true. The syntax is do while less than, condition to be tested greater than, body of the loop. Loop. The example of do while loop is write a program to display even numbers less than 40. Do you know if the starting and the ending value of the counter is the same, then the loop is executed only once. Class activity. Write a program to print the name of your friend 50 times on the output screen using the do while loop statements. Write a program to display numbers from 1 to 10 on the screen using the control statements. Write the output of the following statement in your notebook. Sum is equal to 0. For 1 is equal to 2 to 10, step 1. Sum is equal to sum plus 2, next 1. The do until loop. This loop is similar to the do while loop. The difference between the do until loop and do while loop is that the do until loop is executed till the condition is false. The syntax is do until condition to be tested, body of the loop. Example, the loop above will be executed till the statement b is greater than 6 is false. The body of the loop will not be executed if the condition is true. Exit a loop. We can also exit a loop before it terminates on its own. To exit a loop, we use the exit do statement in the do while loop or the do until loop. The program below will ask the user his age. If the age entered by the user is less than 0, then the loop will exit. Summary. Statements like if-then and else are not executed in a sequence that is one after the other. Such statements are executed based on a condition. These statements are known as conditional statements. For repeating certain statements a number of times, we use the concept of loops. We use the end if statement to terminate or end the if-then statement. To exit a loop, we use the exit do statement in the do-while loop or the do-until loop. The counter is also known as the index variable or the control variable, whose value is changed every time the loop is executed. We use the for next statement if we know how many times to print a statement.